Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple A's podcast. I am your host, who bleeds purple and gold, Isaac here. So there's definitely a lot of free agency talk, backup quarterback talk. I haven't really got much to talk about it just because it's not official who the backup quarterback is. Mac Jones, Kyler Murray. It's not official, but there is something that is official. Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins releasing Tua Tagovailoa. So I've talked about this before in the live stream. In case if some of you didn't hear, I've talked about how there definitely is. It's not a huge possibility that the Miami Dolphins are willing. Well, actually, no, that was Kyler Murray. My bad. Sorry. This is Rob, by the way. I'm not gonna edit any of this out. So, I that's not the conversation today. But the possibility of Tua Tagovailoa coming to the Minnesota Vikings as a backup quarterback, there are three possibilities or top three wish lists of backup quarterbacks. So we'll talk about that and also some other news, just some other splash trades the Vikings could make in free agency. So talk about Tua Tagovailoa if he's a good fit for the Vikings. Let me talk about some pros and cons about Tua Tagovailoa. Some pros about him is that since he's also a talented football player to a cause where he can basically make big time plays, big time throws. But there are so basically though he's kind of an up and down kind of quarterback, but if KOC set, but on one hand, he can throw the ball many times. Maybe he can fit in with KOC's play style of pass heavy football. But and also since he's basically more of a warm weather kind of quarterback, I mean, the Vikings stadium at US Bank Stadium, it's indoors. So that means at least half of the games that the Vikings play, then that means he can do well in warm weather. On the other hand, there are some other things. He turned the ball over so many times last season where it was just turnover after turnover after turnover. Last season, and it's been like that for 4 seasons since he was a rookie. I think though Tua Tagovailoa, he has a turnover problem, a habit of turning the ball over, where I feel like that is reminiscent to Jameis Winston, where he throws touchdowns, and with that also he throws interceptions, costly turnover, or turns the ball over. So with that, it's hard to really say. Also just because of their some outdoors, the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers, they both have outdoor stadiums, so it depends on what time or what day it is, like September, October. If it's like November or December, it's going to be kind of difficult. And also, if the Vikings are traveling to basically, if they are a visiting team in the playoffs, then that's kind of an issue, because you could see Tua Tagovailoa struggled against the Kansas City Chiefs when it was almost below zero in Missouri. So it's hard to tell if the Vikings will, but I mean, there are some pros that you could probably see, but there are several cons to this, and also if and yes, he has been healthy for most of the season, so I he did get hurt last season. He did get hurt this season, where he missed half the season, at least a quarter of the season, at least. So I'm not quite worried. I'm a little bit worried about that. It's not too bad, but I just don't know. I'm going to say maybe the Vikings should look for other options that are more plausible, more like Kyler Murray or Mac Jones. I mean, if Tua Tagovailoa is available, maybe you can go for him, but I would say wait for the other three. Wait for the other two, Mac Jones and Kyler Murray, to see if those are better options. Then I will say go for it. Some other splash trades the Vikings could make: Kenneth Walker from the Seattle Seahawks, another big name. Maybe in free agency, maybe the Seahawks are willing to let go of that and maybe get Zach Charbonnet and keep Zach Charbonnet. But Kenneth Walker, I mean, we all know for him as a big time, as an MVP, the MVP of the Super Bowl as we know him. He's a stout runner. Even though the offensive line has been okay, the offensive line in the Super Bowl was okay. And he had over 200 yards from scrimmage. That is a huge game by Kenneth Walker. So I'm willing to bet that if the Vikings if they wanted to replace Aaron Jones and have a true 1-2 punch with Kenneth Walker and Jordan Mason. So I'm willing to bet that the Vikings, I mean, it would be a good signing for them. So, and the offensive line might be decent, halfway decent, I would say, just as long as they get rid of their center. And just those. Also, if the Vikings are not able to go at, I mean, I just don't know if the possibility of Kenneth Murray is realistic, but maybe though, if this is another good option, if it's available, Breece Hall from the New York Jets, I would say would be a good signing. This dude, I feel bad for Breece Hall from the Jets because just based upon the way that he's been used poorly, I would say this dude is definitely a stud of a player. He's been healthy for most of this season. His rookie season, he got hurt midway, but throughout most of the season, he's been healthy through like 3 or 4 seasons with the Jets. I would say maybe even Breece Hall would be a good sign if they were willing to replace Aaron Jones. That is if. But say they do, I would say Breece Hall from the New York Jets would be a good signing. Also, Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly has definitely had a history with concussions, as we know, during the season, and he's definitely been old. So I would say maybe replacing Ryan Kelly with Tyler Linderbaum. I've heard great things about this guy, about a center. I think Tyler Linderbaum would fit really well with the Vikings. He's definitely been helped. I don't remember a whole lot about Tyler Linderbaum. I don't remember a whole lot, but I heard a lot of great things about it. If the Vikings, they want to keep him, heck yeah, absolutely. Go after Tyler Linderbaum. Go for it. So I would say would be a good thing. That would probably be one of the few players to replace Ryan Kelly, or maybe if they wanted to draft a center. I mean, either way, it's good. I mean, I would be skeptical about moving Blake Brandel a guard to center like we did last season when the center was hurt, Ryan Kelly, where Blake Brandel filled in for him. He did okay, but I'm not 100% sure, really, if you just want to go ahead and plug and play Blake Brandel over there. But we'll have to see what the Vikings do with if the Vikings are willing to get Tyler Linderbaum. I mean, that would be another good splash trade, but you also got to be careful with the splash trade that you have, which means you got to cut, restructure some certain players, and move on from there. So, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know what splash players you guys want, and who's your guys' free agency wish list. Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skol Vikings.